Hello, Internet. Hello, world. Hi. Hello. My name is DM Dan. We are the Explorers of Elsewhere. We will be playing some Daggerheart tonight. And we comprise of me and Livy.
Hello.
And Theo.
Hello.
And Nate.
Hello.
And Georgia.
Hello.
And Tim.
Hello.
Hi. How are we all? How are we doing? How are we diddling? How are we dongling? All good?
Good. All good.
All good?
Yeah.
Good.
I found this long acorn.
A long one.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at
That is a very...
That's content right there.
That should be patrons and subscribers only.
If that long acorn is not worth a sub, I don't know what is.
It's got to blur it out.
Yes, I'll do that. Welcome. Hello. We are here to play some Daggerheart, the third campaign in the Explorers of Elsewhere series, The Titan Isles. This is episode 13. We are well on our way. We had a little whoopsie at the end of the final, at the end of the last episode, but we press on regardless. Never tell Tim the odds. But yes, we will see how we wangle our way out of that. Just to do a little bit of housework, a couple of chores before we jump into it. Yes, the Tim, if you could display the acorn again. This acorn deserves a like. It deserves a sub on YouTube or a follow on Twitch, and it deserves you joining our Discord, which is free. When the links will be in the description. You can also, if you want to see, I reckon, everyone, for anyone who wants to become a member on YouTube or a patron on Patreon, which gets you access to videos early, and the first like members only video has gone live. That's Nate's Bad Lads Tales from Elsewhere. Yes, if you were to join as a member or a patron over on YouTube or Patreon, I reckon Tim can find an even longer acorn. And who wouldn't want to spend money to see that? Eh? And also us doing some extra stuff in addition to the main campaign. But that's secondary to long.
A secondary
acorns.
to a really long acorn.
Yeah, exactly. So, with all that in mind, yes, you lot are somewhat popsicle shaped right now. Who would like to jump back in and do their best snowman impression?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go.
Hello, I'm Nate, and I'll be playing Griffin, a Sanguivar bard.
Hi, I'm Livy, and I'm playing Abe, the Guardian Keeper.
Hello, my name is Theo, and I'll be playing Cooper, a Dragon Scent rogue.
Hi, my name is Georgia, and I'll be playing Cassandra, an Asavar sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Tim, and I'm playing Ghadi, Majani druid.
And my name is DM Dan, the games master in this adventure. In nature, the presence of infection is both a warning and a trial. Left unchecked, it festers, spreading rot through what was once healthy and strong. Yet to purge it, to cut it away, to burn it out, often brings pain before relief. The paradox lies in this: the cure may wound in the moment, but only through that wounding does a host regain its strength. So it is with people, with societies, and with world spirits. When corruption takes hold, the choice to confront it can feel perilous, for those infected rarely surrender quietly. They thrash and rage, and their lashing out can cause harm to those who only seek to heal. Still, to look away, to do nothing, is to allow decay to deepen. The challenge lies in courage, to endure an impossible task, trusting that renewal waits beyond the suffering. And so, we find the six of you, including the Mayor, Coraline Balroon, mostly huddled around a campfire, which is spluttering out due to the frigid chill that lingers in the air. The five of you, bar Ghadi, surround this campfire, quite literally frozen in spot, with the sounds of loud, like large flapping wings overhead, as this be-iced, large moth-like creature, a good 15 feet wingspan, hovers overhead, having just dispersed its freezing spores down upon you. As it looks at its antennas twitching, it begins emitting this sonorous, warbling trill. And Ghadi, you who have kind of ducked out of the way during the fight, you manage to sort of like duck yourself away in time to see a number of other Gigafaelen moths begin to descend upon the campfire. The moths like shriek and trill at one another as they try to like buffet the heat of the campfire flames away. But as you kind of peer from the bushes to the side, you watch as the moths swoop down, and with their numerous legs hanging from their thoraxes, they begin scooping up your frozen companions, going to lift them up like icy cocoons. You get the impression that they have not noticed you. What do you do?
Okay, cool. I have no good spells for this circumstance, so I would like to hide in a bush, please,
Sure.
and see what happens.
Okay. In which case, you watch as the moths like one of these large moths, one of these Gigafaelen, kind of swoop over and they blanket the campfire flames with more of their kind of freezing spores. And you, even at the distance away from the fire that you were, you feel its sudden absence as it sputters out. And you watch as the Gigafaelen begin to move a bit more freely. And yeah, before long, they, like, as some of them are scooping up the other adventurers, you see one sort of like fending off the swarm of sort of like ice-backed beetles that are scurrying around. These like little scar beetles that were nipping at Abe's ankles. The moths kind of buffet them away, and then you watch as like one of them picks up Abe and slowly lifts him into the air. And as these three Gigafaelen kind of rise up into the sky, you note that they begin traveling in a northwesterly direction. Over the canopy of kind of frozen, like the trees around you, they almost look like crystal carvings of trees, given the peculiar kind of icy primal magic that floods this area. But yeah, you see these Gigafaelen crest over the crystalline canopy, and begin heading in a northwesterly direction. Your companions swaddled underneath them.
Cool. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. See you later.
All right. Let's go bird mode.
Okay.
I'm gonna go bird mode and try and follow them without getting massacred by 100 moths.
Okay.
Ooh, I seem to have accidentally killed myself somehow. Hold on. Gave myself
You're just on that site, you're like, nah.
all right, I'm back. Don't worry. I've recovered. I've quickly recovered. My
This is
fearless
giving the,
command of Foundry yet again.
I was going to say this is
Well.
giving last week's
Yeah.
unable to choose. Is this some? I just dead, alive, dead,
I
alive.
don't know.
Yeah, but if I give myself 7 out of 7 HP, it kills me for some reason. But let's deal
Daggerheart
with that
count.
problem later.
Daggerheart
It
counts up.
rather than down.
Oh,
Yes, you take
I now
hit points.
understand.
You
I'm at
take
0.
hit off
I'm at
rather
0
than-
HP. Okay. All right, I'm back, and I am an owl.
Okay.
The sneakiest of birds.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
In which case, as you transform into, I'm pretty sure we've probably got a picture of it somewhere, haven't we?
Oh,
I'm already an owl, Dan. Don't you worry.
Oh, he's already an owl.
Tim knows what he's doing.
Can't show it though. Hold.
Oh, not again.
Well, I'm sure we can all picture an owl in our big brains.
Not this one. You can't.
But it's got a Ghadi horn.
It's got
It's
a
so
Ghadi
cute.
Yes, as you transform into. Oh, fine, I'll do that. Where is it? Did I delete them? Did I delete them in a fit of rage? Maybe.
Dan is well known for hating owls so much.
Just saw it. Delete. Perma delete. Get rid of it.
Scoundering on my game.
Oh wait. No, I have found it. Okay. Send to chat. There we go. Boop. There we go.
Oh.
As you
Aw.
turn into a grey feathered owl, with a notable crystalline horn jutting from your forehead.
It's got eyebrows like Abe.
You take flight and begin your pursuit of these Gigafaelen. As you go, you track the group. Switch that one. Whoop. You track the group in a northwesterly direction. And you wonder as you kind of fly behind these moths that seem they don't seem to be paying you much mind, but it does make you wonder if perhaps these were the same creatures that you saw seemingly feasting on some land-based creature during the last leg of your journey. Perhaps this is a similar kind of flock. But yeah, you begin traveling in a northwesterly direction until you see these moths begin to descend into what appears to be an almost like crater-like void in the ground. There's a very long kind of valley gulch that leads from the southeast to the northwest that expands into this crater. And as you your heightened sight allows you to see that there are a number of sort of like cave entrances, what seem to be cave entrances that line the edge of this large crater. We're talking a quarter of a mile. Ooh, we're talking a quarter of a mile. There is a fleeting moment where, as you peer at this hole in the ground, there is a flash back to Dorla Shal after your confrontation with Exo. But as you kind of snap back to the moment, you see that these Gigafaelen are swooping down to an entrance near the rim of the crater, and you watch as these large kind of winged bug-like creatures land, still clutching their prizes, like your companions, and then as they kind of curl their wings in, they begin squeezing into this small kind of this crack in the side of the crater. And before long, you watch the three of them disappearing before two emerge and fly back out to the skies.
I mean, I guess I'm going on in there.
Okay. In which case, as you swoop down to this kind of little crevice entrance, inside you see the ground. Unsurprisingly, like the rock ground is hard, but it feels harder for the temperature. Even swaddled in your feathers, you can't help but give a little shiver as your claws kind of touch the cold stone floor. And as you peer in, this kind of cave smells and looks dusty, I suppose you would, but a peculiar dust. You perhaps wonder if it's the spores that, or the kind of the fluff from these Gigafaelen wings as they've pulled themselves in. But you've noticed that as you creep in, over in the far left-hand corner, you can see these kind of lumps of ice with your companions frozen inside them kind of land like on their sides. And one of the Gigafaelen currently has who's it gonna be? Currently has Griffin in its grip and is turning it over, and it reminds you almost as like a spider kind of spinning its a cocoon, a silky web around its next meal, but it just seems to be kind of encasing Griffin in more ice. Yes, it appears to just be you and it in this relatively low-ceilinged cave entrance. You know that the thing won't be able to fly here. It is certainly for it a crawl space. But you know if you were in Ghadi shape, you would definitely be able to stand. Like even Abe could stand upright in this cave.
Cool. I'm just gonna have to punch this guy, aren't I?
As an owl.
I think so.
Get it, Ghadi.
That little wing.
Let's have a look.
Archimedes.
Yeah,
in the stone. Just
Ram him, just nut him with your owl head.
Yeah, you little owl.
Well, actually,
You've been watching Abe
do
for
I
ages.
think I can get to any of the others without it seeing me?
You reckon you can, because it's like the popsicles that are your allies. They kind of say they're against one wall, but they seemingly kind of been dropped by the Gigafaelen and they've rolled against the wall. But this one has kind of taken Griffin. Clearly, he was at the edge of the pack, and effectively has its back turned, and you can see it's like its abdomen kind of doubled over, and it's kind of there's this silky like liquid coming from it, and then it's kind of shaking and rattling as it drops more spores onto Griffin as it just kind of turns it. And it's legs. Yes, you do absolutely think you could, if you want to give me a check of some sort. I'm thinking, and
Agility, would it be?
agility
Sneaky?
agility or finesse. I think
Finesse,
it's
I think,
more
is a
finesse. Yeah.
That's unfortunate because I'm slightly worse, but it's okay because I'm going to smash this. Right, I'm going to try and get to. This feels like a situation that needs a big man with a big axe, so I'm going to try and sneak to.
Yeah, leave Griffin be.
Okay.
We'll leave him till last. It's fine.
Okay. So,
can I also? No, I'm out of hope. I think I'm out of hope. I'm out of hope. Well,
I've got you as
never mind.
3.
No, I didn't take it.
No,
off
I've
beast
got you as
form.
0. Okay.
I'm at nothing. Oh well. Ooh.
Rally dice.
Wait, what do I have to spend for this? That's awesome.
I mean, to
We
be
will-
fair,
Griffin
we
give
will
a
not-
rally dice.
Griffin is a popsicle, where the
Yeah.
rally dice will have to wait.
That seems
sorry.
eminently fair. It's bad. It's an 8 with hope.
Yeah, hope.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
You
With hope.
gain hope. And what? So what is it you were trying to do with Abe?
So I want to
Just gonna
sneak
lick him
over
out of his
roughly to
pickle.
where he is
Yeah.
and then start licking. No, I was going to use what do we call it in this world? We call it wild touch. I was going to wild touch him and create a campfire beneath him to thaw this big boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wild touch. Yeah, starting a campfire. Okay. You begin. So you make it over. Suppose this. Okay, you make it over to Abe.
Oh, obviously I am now human mode as well because that is. Oh, actually, no. I think I can do it while I'm an owl.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Pretty sure I do it
I was
while I'm an owl.
imagining you could.
It's a feature, not a spell. So yeah.
Okay, so realistically, the finesse check was the sneak. So you go to to the little owl waddle. You go to waddle over to Abe, and before you get a chance to kind of make the dash over to where Abe, the largest of the ice cubes, is, you hear a clink, and as your head turns around and your massive eyes take in everything, you notice that the Gigafaelen has dropped Griffin and has turned to choose another. And
Not tasty.
so
Yeah,
you've not
no.
you've not made it to Abe yet. Instead, let me roll a d8 to see where the Gigafaelen goes next. Okay, you watch as the Gigafaelen turns to pick up Coraline and begins the same kind of spinning process.
Oh, sweet.
Pre-digestion,
I mean,
maybe.
no one cares about Coraline. That's fine.
Putting on the herbs and spices.
Does it seem like I can can I have another crack at getting to Abe, or should I?
Absolutely
use
can.
someone
You
else?
absolutely can. Yeah, you roll with hope, so that you didn't manage it, but he didn't notice you either.
Amazing. Okie doke. Right, let's have another go. And this time, now that I have a hope,
Mhm.
I will spend that on cool and composed, if that's all right.
Yeah. And you are Majani Ghadi, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, am I? No, I'm still an owl.
No, I think
Nah,
it's
I
now.
switched it back. It's cool.
I'm still an owl, but that's all right. We'll figure it out later. Oh dear. 14 with fear. Look, I'll fist fight this moth if I have to, Dan. Don't worry. Come at me.
Okay. I think. Yeah. Okay. So you make. You looking at this this Gigafaelen that's now kind of working on Coraline, you take heart in the fact that you've got a pretty good idea how long it takes for this thing to do whatever it needs to do. So you sort of like make a break for Abe. As you get pretty much to where Abe is lying on the ground, and Livy, if you can represent to me what pose Abe is in, like frozen in his...
I think he'll be frozen. He was trying to knock out some bugs, wasn't he? So
Yeah.
he'll just be like...
Okay. It is the most... The look on Abe's face is the most, like... It is a perfect capture screenshot of mid-combat Abe. But as you go to head over to him, like in your rush, your foot grazes a small bit of kind of rubble, a bit of stone on the ground, and as that rolls away and clatters, the Gigafaelen turns and looks up at you.
No, it doesn't. That's what I think. That's what I see in my premonition.
Oh, we have that! We have that! Oh, we have that waiting!
He had that in his back pocket the whole time.
Zip.
Yeah, so I think about getting Abe out, and I'm like, wait, hang on.
Okay.
That's not going to work.
Okay.
Can I get to Cass instead?
You can. Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll be... Well, it'll be... If you want to sneak over, it'll be a finesse check. Oh, I turned on the battle music and everything.
Sorry, Dan. Cool. All right, let's have a bash at that instead. I am out of hope, but wait, do I still spend the hope for the thing that didn't technically happen? I have no idea.
No, because it's as if it never happened, so you get hope back.
Sick. That's amazing. All right, so
I will. I don't get the fear either.
Okay, so I've got one hope. This whole sneaking business hasn't been working.
Sure.
I'm gonna chew on my delicious Varick leaves for an additional 2 hope.
Okay.
Varick
leaves from Dottie at Rife.
Indeed, thank you, Dottie.
You immediately gain 2 hope. Very good.
And then I will transform into a man-bear pig with additional strength.
Okay.
Yeah. Man-bear pig.
Man-bear pig.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ravage it.
Yes.
Okay. For the benefit of our viewers, can you describe to me exactly what is a man-bear pig? While I chuck up a picture in the chat.
It's like if a pig was a bear, but also a leopard. About 6 feet at the shoulder, something like 10 feet long, and with a long old piggy snout full of brutal teeth.
Oh.
And a
that
guard
I'm going to apply liberally to the moth. And then a little horn, because I'm just what I do.
And the little Ghadi horn.
The little Ghadi horn.
Okay, in which case, as you transform into this great predator, and like four hooves on the ground, the Gigafaelen turns to you and lets out this little chitter, and
I think that's enough to break us all out of our ice cocoons.
Amazing. Right, Ghadi, you have the initiative as you've sprung from a hidden position.
It's who shouts loudest.
Yes.
That's all we need. Sweet. Let's hit this guy. I'm going to run at him and I'm going to beast attack him with my beast.
Okay.
This will be +1 because of the evolution. Yeah! Ghadi! For God's sake, Ghadi.
Okay, you charge, but at the last moment, the Gigafaelen sort of like moves its, like, for all intents and purposes, it's bizarre to see, but it fundamentally rolls. It can't take off and fly, but it rolls out of the way as you go charging through, like all of the charging things in a Legend of Zelda game. It just tumbles. But you manage to maintain your footing, and the Gigafaelen looks like it's kind of on its, in inverted commas, back foot. You have missed. The Gigafaelen sort of like looks to you, and it lunges forward at you. Rolling a 10 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, so it tries to sort of like claw and bite at you with its little kind of mandibles and its like its pointed like front legs, but it just sort of like hits stone as you manage to jump out the way. Back to you, Ghadi.
All right, I'm going to try and trample him into dust.
Come on. Big money, big money, big money, big money.
Big money.
Decent money.
Yeah,
18
it's
with hope.
money.
18 with hope is a hit. Significantly easier to hit. Now it's not flying.
I'd like to spend my hope for Vicious Maul to make them temporarily vulnerable and gain a +1 bonus to my proficiency for this attack.
Okay.
So let's see, plus D12, of course. Lovely.
Holy moly. Holy moly. 36! Wait, did you say it was vulnerable?
It's now vulnerable, yeah.
Is that before or after the damage? Sorry.
So, when you succeed in an attack against a target, you can spend a hope to make them temporarily vulnerable and gain a +1 bonus to your proficiency for this attack. So presumably it's vulnerable to this attack, whatever that means.
Okay, so that's a cool 72 damage.
Didn't need to get us out of icicles after all.
Suffice to say, that is super severe damage. And as you, what does this look like? It's not quite dead, but it may as well be. What does this look like?
I'm just going to crazy town on this boy. Like, jump on him, knock him over. I'm stamping, I'm biting. Like, whatever I can do to cause harm.
Sure. Okay.
I'm doing it.
In which case, as a direct result of your trampling, you you rip this thing's abdomen away from its thorax, and as it chitters and screeches, like one of its wings is buckled and bent, you, like, as you stand there with its back half in your jaws, you watch as it desperately sort of like scrabbles for the exit, and like its wings kind of fold in. You see the crumpled wing kind of tear as it squeezes its way out, and as you watch as it attempts to take flight out into the open, and then where it's only got 1.5 wings left, it just like fails flat, and then you hear it boom, hit dirt and sort of like roll down the crater. And the Gigafaelen is no longer a threat.
Cool.
72 damage.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Druids are fine. I'm gonna. Cool. I'm gonna turn back into Ghadi Classic.
Okay.
Picking out bits of moth out of your teeth.
Yeah.
Poor Ghadi.
Have you ever had a moth fly in your mouth? It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not even
How do we-
cobwebs.
Devious form. We'll never know. Doesn't matter.
So,
Um,
well, we can turn off that battle music.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can stop that now.
So,
yeah, I'll go back to Ghadi form, like just wipe my brow and start dragging everyone to a big pile that I can do a campfire in the middle of, I guess.
Sure. Okay. In which case, it will take. So as you gather everyone together, it's kind of hard work because, like as you go to, especially with Griffin and Coraline, as you go to touch their cocoons, they're like they are sort of they're kind of sticky, but in a way that your hands stick to them almost as if they're like flash freezing onto them. So it becomes difficult. You have to effectively like use your cloak to swaddle your hands to roll them as briefly as you can to sort of like minimize contact with the cocoons. But yeah, you manage
try not to break them on the way.
Yeah. No, I didn't need his left leg. No, luckily
He's got a leg off. It's fine. Manage.
Luckily, like they roll relatively easily because of the way these kind of ice cocoons have been molded. But yeah, you manage to gather everyone together. If you're using presumably your wild touch to create a campfire.
Yeah, just to make a little campfire and wait.
Sure. In which case, you successfully you absolutely make the campfire. As it begins to warm, you watch as your companions begin to thaw. It takes a while for this kind of pseudo magical ice to melt down, but it is melting down sure enough. Ghadi, you have to sit as you sit and wait for and like checking to make sure everyone's not going to lose any fingers or toes or whatnot.
Rolling them.
Yeah.
Even cook.
Yeah. By the time everyone thaws, I will advance the Exo's advance clock.
Is that a long rest? Is that a long rest we got inside the?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's a lovely sleep.
Is that a little sleep we got? A little.
If Ghadi would like a short rest.
Are we not well rested?
You know what? Why not? I'll sit back and toast a marshmallow over the fire while these fools are dripping out.
Okay, yeah. You know how in every Alien film, like when the crew come out of cryosleep and they're just like, kill me. That's kind of what the five of you, including Coraline, are feeling like as you begin to as you begin to thaw. Yes, you have successfully seen away the Gigafaelen, and Ghadi, you kind of have a good idea that they won't the others won't return for a while.
Does anyone have any wounds I can tend to?
Does anyone?
I do. And Abe does, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Abe's got 1 million HP and armor, will be alright. Yeah, while Griffin is starting to thaw out, I'll take the
little leg
opportunity
comes
to
out.
stick bits of you back together. So yeah, I'll tend to your wounds, I'll clear my stress. And
Thank you.
I'll prepare.
Okay. So, approximately an hour goes by. Ghadi, as you kind of tend to these, like the other five. And during your kind of time, your time spent contemplating and like you've just, you've literally got an hour to kill. You notice, like you can feel, it feels like a chill that's like periodically running up your spine to the base of your skull that makes you makes you tense up and let out a pretty violent shiver. But you quickly acknowledge that there's something a bit more magical about it. and in perhaps a moment where you peer out of the crevice entrance to kind of see the rest of the crater in its its kind of layout, you kind of get the impression you have like this must be Phaisa's lair based on the descriptions given to you by the villagers of Ricefield Nar. This must be where Phaisa normally slumbers. Who's the first to D4? D4? Who's the first to freeze back up? Who's the first to defrost?
I reckon maybe Griffin, given that I'm particularly spending a bit of time catching his wings
Rubbing
up.
his legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I just wake up to see you rubbing my leg?
Yes.
The thing is, because you're so cold, you probably can't feel your legs.
Yeah.
So all you can see is Ghadi.
Why am I so happy about it now?
He's alive!
It's really
alive!
like few heals.
Friends.
Yes. So so Griffin, you're the first to wake up, and yeah, what are Griffin's opening words as you regain control of your vocal cords again?
I think Griffin, because just before he got frozen, I think that's when they did the double team with Cooper again.
Yeah.
So I think he's still sort of like he's in mid celebration of how cool that went. And he's just like, "You got again, Griffin and Cooper back in the game." God, what are you doing? Where are we?
Give you some bad news.
Bad news.
You weren't cool for very long. You turned into ice, and then you got kidnapped by moths.
Well, that's a new one for the books. And I'm guessing everyone else is sort of frozen.
Yeah. So sort of like as the two of you start having this conversation, this little kind of catch-up conversation, by this point the other four of you begin fully defrosting, and Ghadi, you sort of like look around as you hear the various kind of moans and groans as people start like as you hear your companions get the worst kind of itchy frostbite, like when you get really cold and like your legs start itching and your bum starts and you just like you can hear them going through that, but across their whole bodies.
I've made a large quantity of lukewarm tea for everyone.
Okay. In which case, yeah, as everyone sort of like shakes off the post-cryo sleep blues, we'll kind of jump forward a little bit. Well, unless there are any conversations that happen the moment you guys kind of come out of deep freeze.
What's the good news?
Seems like we've had a fast track past to Phaisa's lair.
Ooh.
One way or another.
Well, every silver lining.
Yeah, and I think you've still got all of your fingers.
Yes, I do.
You started with 10?
Hang on. Yes, I do.
Perfect.
In which case, yes, you manage to kind of pick yourselves up, dust yourselves off, and yeah, before long, the six of you are ready to strike out. Abe, as you take a look around, what's the chances that you've been to this area of the island before?
I think probably too many years ago to potentially the entrance, but never inside. I would kind of probably think that we maybe the village would visit, leave offerings, but never come in.
Okay.
Um,
In which case, yeah, Abe, if you like, when we find you at the kind of entrance to this small Gigafaelen cave, you're kind of scanning the crater in front of you, and you also spy all of these kind of little entryways, these like cave entrances. And from what you've been told by more daring Rimeway villagers, is that this place is a bit of a warren. They're just like, all these tunnels are just kind of mostly rat runs, but luckily one of the sayings is that all tunnels lead to Phaisa. Whether or not you believe that, and whether or not you want to give that test that theory is completely up to you. But
I think we all go down a different one, surely.
Yeah, just
It's the only way down.
The one thing you absolutely acknowledge is that there is a frigidness in the air, like it catches in your lungs. It's almost slightly hard to breathe. It's so cold, and there's a moment where as you rub your hands and to warm them up, you notice that the breath in your hand almost immediately freezes as it reaches your. Are you still going? Are you barebacking it, or have you all got like cold weather gear from Rimeway now?
I think Abe's still wearing shorts. I can't imagine he'd never not wear shorts.
Pure dad energy.
Pure dad energy.
There's never a season where you don't wear shorts.
Who turned up the thermostat?
But I think he's probably wearing like a sort of big mitts for his to hold his axe with. I imagine like a big fluffy, like more of like a Sherpa style big coat or something, like some.
Okay.
But he's not got a hat on or anything.
No, that's fine. In which case, yeah, you definitely notice like the water moisture kind of freezing on your palms within moments, and this isn't right.
Yeah, nice. Little icicles on his beard.
So who's leading the way from this Gigafaelen cave into Phaisa's lair proper?
I don't mind. I think Abe's just kind of will turn to the gang. Like, well, I guess we just gotta pick one, don't we? Just pointing towards unless you got any ideas, you book people if you've got thoughts. If there's a way to tell, I don't know, coldest entrance, biggest entrance. I mean, she's pretty big. You probably want something quite big. She's gonna have to get in, isn't she?
Dan?
Yes.
With Cass's arcane sense,
yes,
can she sense anything different about any of the tunnels? I assume that this Titan is too big. Everywhere feels like magic.
Yeah. Detect your arcane magic detection is pinging that there is a large source of like arcane emanation down, like the arrow's pointing down. Due south. It seems to like you kind of get it's slightly stronger if you sort of like focus your attention towards like the center of this kind of crater, but you can see the bottom of this this crater, and the Phaisa is not there. You definitely notice if Phaisa was in the bottom of the crater, so you get the impression she must be in some area underground.
She is somewhere nearby.
Yes.
Based on what Abe said, do any of the entrances feel cold?
Duh.
Yes.
Do any of them feel more cold?
Is there like, if we had like a coldness meter, is there one that feels
Thermometer.
more? We're in fantasy. We don't. What now?
Fantasy thermometer.
I absolutely like. There probably is one that. I mean, Abe would probably certainly tell you that it is certainly colder, whether or not that's true or not. But Abe, what is it about this kind of entrance on the side of the crater? What is it that draws your attention besides the fact that you are pretty sure it's colder?
I feel like it's got a kind of, it feels like a sort of tunnel of like misty cold, so it's kind of got like
It's like cold vapor
coming out of it. So it feels like it's got some kind of something as recently, or I don't know, it's got some kind of cold energy going on. It's got a vibe.
It's got a cold vibe. In which case, as you kind of declare to everyone that this is your entrance, and the six of you, bye Tim, and the six of you descend into the tunnels of Phaisa's lair. I would like to reveal our brand new Daggerheart Dungeon Delve mechanics. So, for the benefits of anyone watching, the way that we're going to do this like little dungeon crawl is to the players are going to kind of go ahead and describe what it is that takes their interest, what they see that's exciting, just as we have done on the journey into to this point, and that will make sure that we're all kind of wowed and amazed by the magicalness of the place. There are a number of things you can do within this dungeon. You can either explore its secrets, which is a 6 o'clock, and functionally you tell me what it is that has piqued your interest and why and how you're going to explore it to try and plumb some secrets from it. You can hunt for roaming threats, so the generic kind of monsters in a dungeon, you can preemptively strike against them, or you can search for loot, in which case you tell me what's caught your attention and how your invert comma is going to get there, to see if it's got some shinies. Each of those will be action rolls as normal, using the clocks as normal. However, in the background, there will be a hidden clock of a set number of segments that I have not told you about, that will trigger with a trigger that I have not told you about. So you don't have forever to explore this place, because when that hidden clock hits 0, you will have found the big boss door. And yes, the keeper of this lair will perhaps come to you. So, yes, we have the explore clock, the hunt clock, and the loot clock, and my by name, and the hidden kind of dungeon clock. So, who would like to? Let's start with Abe, as you're leading the way. What would you like to do in this place?
I would like to hunt down something to kill.
Okay. I'm just going to test something. Oh yeah, it works. Okay, fine. So you're going to hunt for something. So, as you descend, follow this tunnel, you the tunnel is relatively kind of one way. There are a few points where it branches, but presumably, Abe, you absolutely know the way. There is no need to ask for directions. And before long, you emerge into this like large cavern that, like, with this incredibly high ceiling. Like you enter like nearish I say near the ceiling, sort of like 20 feet from the ceiling, but the pathway that you're on effectively like snakes backwards and forwards down into the basin of this large cavern. But the thing that takes your notice is that there are all these large icicles kind of hanging from the ceiling, hanging from kind of jutting out rocks and pillars and ledges, and the icicles are seemingly chiming, like, almost like they're singing. And there's this eerie, kind of unearthly harmony, this song, this chorus that kind of reverberates around the room and like echoes off the walls. And I'm going to ask Cooper, as you hear this song, this stalactite choir, what emotion does it surge to the top with?
I think it makes him quite peaceful. Like the situation is quite like nerve-wracking.
Okay.
But for a moment there's calm.
Sure.
Like the calm before a storm.
Sure. Okay. In which case, yeah, Cooper, as you sort of like take a breath and you feel the cold in your lungs and you listen to this kind of harmony. What, like, you go to say, who do you want to express? Who is it you turn to say something to?
I think I might mention something to Ghadi. I think Ghadi would appreciate. And I know Cooper and Ghadi haven't spoken much directly. And I feel like it'd be a good way of them, like, I don't know, breaking the ice, as it were, as it feels like it's.
Hey.
So yeah, I think maybe they're walking closer together. Maybe Cass is determinedly near the front, and maybe either Griffin's next to them or just ahead. I feel like the Griffin's not far away anyway, and Abe's leading. And Cooper's just like, this actually sounds quite nice.
As you say that, Cooper, that you go to say that actually sounds quite nice, and what comes out is a, and you pause for a second as that cold in your lungs grips your chest slightly, and you cough for a few moments, and your voice returns. And
that wasn't good.
It's almost as if the choir had stolen your voice for a moment.
Yeah. That's Cooper. That's the noise Cooper made.
Ice broken. In which case, yeah, Cooper, as you sort of like look at Ghadi somewhat confused, a little bit incredulously, Abe, what are you doing? Like, how are you best search? Like, how are you looking for your quarry?
He's just feels like an ambush is constantly around the corner.
Mhm.
He's quite on edge after he's never been frozen and removed from an area before. That's a very new experience for him.
He's probably never been carried before.
Never been carried before. It's completely.
It's a very strong moth.
Out of, yeah. I assume there'll be like 5 of them, just like, Jesus Christ. So he's just kind of looking as sort of around, looking up to see if there's anything like on the top of where he's going or behind large icicles.
In which case, roll me an insight check as you scope to see
Yes.
what's around.
Oh wait, sorry. Just found you just asked me to reload. It said you hadn't done anything. Load it again.
You're not playing enough.
Not playing.
I got bored.
Okay.
Tell you what, I'll hide Exo's advance just so it doesn't.
So, did you say a strength check?
No.
What did you say?
An insight.
Insight. That's 11 with hope.
Okay. 11 with hope.
Nada. 1.
Okay. You look around and you're trying your best to find what it is that's going to get the jump on you. And with an 11 with hope, you will gain your hope. But you don't manage to spy the danger that's lurking. As from the icicles overhead, you like a number of figures begin to sort of like in almost like slight pull away from the icicles, and you watch as like you are caught unaware, like you're caught by surprise as a number of floating humanoid shapes with these long arms that kind of reach down past their kind of pinpoint feet. They detach from the stalactites of from on the ceiling, and they begin to kind of float down towards you. And as they get the jump on you, they will they float down towards you, and so they float down towards you, Abe, and they make a like one of them swings a claw at you, and it will mark a stress to do so. Does a 20 hit?
A 20 hits.
Okay, 20 hits. In which case, I'll.
Oh, a chilly embrace.
Oh, I've done it wrong. Hold.
Never chilly embrace.
Right. Roll damage. There we go. Right. So it like swings out at you with this like clawed hand for 19 hit point, like 19 damage. And
Nothing.
as it slashes across you, are you like how much?
Yeah, armor. I mean, that's my minus, not that's below my. That's my major. Doesn't hit my major threshold. It's minor damage.
Okay. Are you spending an armor?
Yeah, I just spend an armor. Thank
Okay.
you. Shield up.
In which case, as you bring your shield up and the claw rakes across it, you feel this ice begin to this ice is left in the wake of the claw scratch, and your arm suddenly feels a bit numb from the cold. Your next action is at disadvantage. As these kind of 5 like ice elementals kind of drift around you, you notice that the song that you are hearing seems to be emanating from them, and as they sort of like trill, like as they kind of harmonize with these somewhat discordant notes, Cass, you notice that within their bodies, like whilst they seem to be made of this relatively clear looking glass, there seems to be this kind of red, sickly, almost blood red like crystal that moves through it, almost like a solid blood of sorts, and your arcane sense like if suddenly feels like a punching headache in your just above your eyebrows, and you acknowledge that this redness that you see is arcane crystallization. It is corruption. Who's taking the first turn?
I'll take a quick turn.
Yes.
Just to hearing this song, actually trying to play something louder to try and drown it out. And I'll use that to sort of give everyone a rally dice. And I'll also use my maestro ability, my subclass, to also add the fact that if you use your rally dice, you can gain a hope or clear a stress.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice.
So if you click rally through to the chat, and you can still do a roll if you want to do a roll.
Oh, do I?
They are clustered.
This could be your day.
Temptation. Surely they'll be more vulnerable to fire as well.
Go on then. While Griffin's then playing this song, he sort of just starts playing faster and louder, and with that emanates a fireball.
You shred out a fireball.
Yeah, totally shred one out. Where are you? You are in.
So yeah, these things are flying above you, like a little bit away, but they're kind of clustered. That they're almost like ballet dancing around one another. And then they're pinpointing their needle-like legs almost look like they're dancing through the air. But fortunately, they are clustered enough for a fireball.
With that, I'll spend a hope to do a I've got your back experience. Because I'm playing for everyone. I'm playing for everyone in the room.
Sure.
Let's go.
Is that a crit?
It's a crit.
It's a crit. That's a crit. That's a crit.
Yes.
Roll the damage.
Will it beat 72? This is the big question.
Yeah, 72 is the number to beat right now.
It's so big.
You finally did it!
So proud of you,
How does it
Massa.
have a plus 65? What's happening?
Because when you crit, you take the max result of all of your dice, and then you roll the dice on top. So that is 3d20 plus 60 plus 5.
Are they dead, Dan? Did I do it?
Did you do it? Did you do it? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Nate, describe to me what happens.
I think Griffin's just playing so fast to try and so loud to try and trying to just get rid of the music that they're emanating, that it all just conjures up just this massive fireball, and he's not quite sure what he's doing himself, and he just shouts for everyone to get down as it just booms straight out of his concertina.
Abe just hits the deck.
Yeah.
Okay, in which case, these ice elementals are absolutely incinerated. We've got true Full Metal Alchemist vibes, like with lust, just that happens to the 5 of them, and as their icy bodies melt away, Griffin, as the explosion kind of putters out, Cass, all of you watch as these kind of red crystalline chunks that were within them, like charred and blackened, they sort of like just fall out of the sky where these ice elementals were, and kind of crash and smash against the floor of the cavern down below. And with that, You have successfully dealt with
Hunt.
one
Tick.
one of the roaming packs. Very good.
I think Griffin's just standing there, like just breathing really heavily, just like
Abe just gives him a massive pat on the back. Oh, it's brilliant.
Cooper's well
Sounds
chuffed.
like
He's
3
just
hopes to
that's
me.
so well
It's
done.
just like, yeah, I was great. 3 hope.
yeah.
Okay, so as you soldiers bond with Griffin, that takes Griffin up to 5 hope, I believe. Cool. Right, so who's next? Yeah, the singing in this hall, in this cavern, is now quietened significantly.
Is there any of the crystals that came off of them? Are they dust? Can we see any of them? Are they on the floor? Something that we could explore.
If someone would like to explore, to investigate the crystals, by all means.
Sorry, quick question, because I got a crit. Do I get a hope as well for that?
Yes, so you're actually up to 6.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. Who would like to go next? And yes, there is a prime explore opportunity here.
Cass would like to explore.
Okay. In which case, how are you approaching? Like, what is it? The crystals that fell out of these elementals that you're looking for?
I think that they are an interest, but it's more kind of okay. So obviously there is a link between the crystallizations in these things and the link between that and Phaisa. Are they in some way symbiotic to her? Are they like what they're called, those bugs that people have on them, and you know that everyone is a ecosystem of stuff? Is it that kind of thing?
Sure. In which case, which ability are you using, and are you using any experiences?
What they're called. So I definitely have an experience for this. Researcher.
Okay. Yeah. And which ability score are you rolling out?
I imagine knowledge.
Yeah, sounds good.
That is researcher. There you go.
Okay, an 18 with hope. That's okay. So as you kind of take the front, you take the lead ahead of Abe as you kind of hurry down this snaking walkway into the cave proper. And interestingly, as you get to the bottom, there's sort of like icicles growing from the ground up as well. So for a moment, it almost feels like you're kind of walking through a forest again. Just a forest made of these kind of, you know, large icy kind of spikes of sorts. And so your line of inquiry was sort of like the symbiosis. Yeah, is there a symbiosis?
Is it a way to kind of, you can use it to then track where she might be?
Sure. You find, off the back of an 18 with hope, you find, and that's 2 segments of the explore clock ticked up. Congratulations. You find the crystal fragments, and luckily one of them is still relatively intact. You know that crystallization is the result of too much arcane mana in a body of whatever. And if that body happens to be a living body, then that's pretty disastrous. And until your conversation with Galena, like within the sort of like last 12 hours, that was a one-way ailment. But something that piques your interest is that as you go to approach this crystal, you get this almost like flash in your mind, and you get this sudden feeling of sort of like fight or flight. And you, like, it's shocking, but then you acknowledge that that's not your fight or flight that's triggering. It almost feels like it's the crystals. Like the crystal is trying to escape you.
I'm gonna make it flight.
But the thing that makes you kind of furrow your brow the most is that Arcane Mana doesn't have sentience. So why is this crystal reacting to you? This is crystallization, but it's not quite right. There's something odd about it. You also... Yes, I'll leave it there. There's something... Yeah, the corruption is living.
That's not terrifying.
Lick it. Is it strawberry flavour?
Okay, congratulations. We've ticked 2 of the 6 explore plot segments. Who would like to go next? Who's taking the lead? Ghadi or Nate? Ghadi or Griffin?
I can go. I'm happy to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go look for some loot.
Okay. So what in this... describe to me what in this cavern you describe to me what takes your notice as a potential location for some loot.
I think there's sort of like a small ledge that's sort of jutting up, that's sort of jutting out from a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of in that ledge, surprisingly, is like actually some crates. Like, we weren't completely sure about, like, why would there be, like, maybe some animal has picked them up and sort of put them in there, but sort of like broken wood that looks like it's been formed into crates at some point.
Okay. Which ability are you using to get to look for said loot? Like it could be an agility to climb up to it, or it could be a presence to rummage around once you get there. That sort of thing.
Yeah, if I can do
Could we tag team maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say, could I do a little tag team
Okay.
and someone can give me a boost?
I'll help.
Yeah, give me a boost.
Are you tag teaming or helping?
Who can
I'll
tag boost
team,
better? Who's better at boosting?
The
You can't
big
just-
boy.
You're just a
The
little rat
dragon
boy.
man.
Just a little ratty dragon boy.
I'm 6 foot tall.
Little
In
rat
personality,
boy.
I am a
Not
rat.
in
but I'm
Lily's
6 foot
canon.
tall.
You are 5'2".
I know, it's fine.
Agrees, little rat man.
I know he has small man energy. I wonder where he gets it from. But he is 6 foot tall, so he can help with. He can help.
Yeah. I think Griffin's going to say, "Hey, Cooper, give me a boost. I'm going to just look up there real quick."
Sure. Okay. No worries.
Okay, so if Cooper spends a hope, that will give Griffin advantage.
And I'm going to do an agility for a little boost.
Okay, so it's the actual scramble up.
Yeah. Rule. I mean, it's not great. So 12 with hope.
12 with hope. You Cooper goes to give you a boost up, and you don't like kick Cooper in the face or anything, but like Cooper manages to get you higher than you perhaps might have been able to get yourself. But as you get up to the ledge, and as you sort of like peer, you and you start slipping back down, and you slide back down, somewhat dejected, probably in like a somewhat cramped position. like in front of Cooper. You do gain your hope, but unfortunately, you have not found any loot.
No loot.
No loot. If you wanted to do a swapsy, you could boost Cooper up, see if Cooper's got a better shot.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll give you a hope.
Is that an agility check, Dan?
Agility.
Yes, or if you've got something else that you could use. I mean, bear in mind, if you've got any sort of like loadout abilities that you could use to in lieu of a roll, by all means use those.
No, but I do have my experience is street smarts, and I feel like jumping around looking for loot does kind of come under my experience. So I think
Sure.
I'll use that. So I'll do agility with my street smarts experience, and it will be an advantage if I spend a hope.
If I spend the hope, then it's an advantage.
Yeah, so you get plus whatever from your experience, and then plus these, like you get advantage if Griffin helps.
Cool. Okay, let's see what happens.
Oh, crit!
That was a crit.
Well,
31 crit.
Big crit.
Jesus Christ!
That's a top tier crit.
I'm enjoying this crit.
Holy moly! Right, so you gain a hope, so mark that on.
Rains down.
This like cash money. Just...
Little goblin up there.
Okay, a crit. So I'm gonna say, so the way that we're working the loop is basically every time you successfully find loot, I will tick up the counter, and that counter will dictate how many d12s we have to spend on rolling on the loot table at the end of the dungeon. For all intents and purposes. Now, you
Crit. So that's
rolled a
gonna
crit.
be
So
20.
realistically,
max the
that,
table.
31.
that is 3 d12 that you've added to the pool.
Nice.
So yeah, in your own heads, kind of figure out the narrative of it, but fundamentally, yeah, there are 3 d12 in the loot pool, and obviously you choose how you divvy out those rolls, those d12s. The loot table goes up to 60, and you can roll a maximum of 5 d12 at a time. And obviously, the better stuff is higher up. So, but yeah, congratulations, you've got a piece of, well, you've got some very good loot, hopefully. What's Ghadi doing? And
I
if you
also
want to,
feel the greed, Dan. I desire loot.
would you like to loot here, or do you want to kind of go further into the cavern and search the next area?
Oh, I mean, they've got all the good stuff here. We'll get an
I mean, yeah, to be fair. To be fair. In which case, Ghadi, as you kind of... I presume that's Ghadi pseudo chasing Cass, and therefore being kind of more at the front of the party. And as you make your way through some more twisting, turning tunnels, corridors, there's a ledge that you have to, like, there's a bit of a ledge you have to climb down. There's a bit of a gulch that you have to navigate your way through. You find yourself in, like, as you're moving through this gulch, you notice, Ghadi, that the ice that forms the walls either side of you seems to be getting smoother and smoother until it's almost mirror smooth. And as you sort of like peer at yourself, like to your left, you can just see an infinite number of yourselves stretching out either side of you. Like reflections from these icy mirrors. And then as you stop to peer at it a bit closer, there's an ever so slight kind of delay in your reflections as they move off. There's something that catches your eye, is that some of them don't seem to be mirroring you. And you almost feel yourself kind of carried away, almost as if in a bit of a daydream. And tell me a point, a moment in time in the future that can go either way. Like, that can either have an amazing outcome or a terrible outcome.
Oh.
Maybe it's something that's been on Ghadi's mind, something he's been thinking about moving forward, or...
I mean, that's probably just our big lads and big ladies.
Okay.
We're trying to fix up.
Okay. In which case, as you look one way, your mind is filled with visions of the Isles, the Titan Isles, in perfect equilibrium, in balance. The embrace of Phaisa and Burunan once again returning everything to equality in nature. And the island flourishing, prospering. And as you turn to look the other way, your mind is filled with visions of panicked screams, of ghoulish wails, as people desperately flee, tripping over themselves, scattering upon the wind, in the face of this encroaching shadow that engulfs the land, sundering it in two with a blistered and burning axe. With eyes of burning green and devilish-looking horns protruding from his skull. A lock of blood-red hair blowing in the ashy winds. And then you're back in the chasm. Where in this gulch, or perhaps just after it, or just before it, do you think you might find some treasure?
I think there's one patch of ice that we passed that is not reflective. It's not as reflective as the rest.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little dull, and that looks to be because there's something embedded in it that's making it a little bit more cloudy than the rest.
Sure.
So I guess the member of our party that we haven't engaged yet, I'll ask for some help. So I'll be like, Corin. No, I'm lying. I'll be like, big lads.
Just holding his axe.
So bear in mind, whilst Coraline is in your party, just as a little reminder, you can use her 2 experiences of Battle Tactica and Arcane Manipulation, and she can ensorcel your weapons to make you do more damage.
Exciting stuff.
Yes. Yeah, so use her experiences, you just spend a hope as normal.
I don't need ensorcelled weapons. I need burly biceps.
Okay.
So, can I? Oh, bless him. Bless that boy. Can I use my nomad-born thing that I've never bothered to use before? My nomadic pack. I'll have a little fish about.
Yeah.
Which allows me to, once per session for a hope, pull an item that will be useful in this situation somehow.
Okay.
Can I see if I've got an ice pick somewhere in there that we maybe used to use when we were up in the northern ends of the plains?
My good sir, for one hope, it's the best ice pick you've ever seen.
Holy moly! Incredible! Look at this thing.
Just be
It's
encrusted.
It's a marbled ice pick.
Oh. Ib, I think there's something in there, and I've got just a tool for it. But care to give us a hand, big man?
It's like a little toothpick in Abe's hand. I'll give it a go. Can Abe do smash, please? Daniel.
Yeah. So, Ghadi, you handing over your best ice pick? to
Yeah,
Abe?
in a way that could be construed as assisting, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if Ghadi wants to help Abe do the ice picking, Ghadi will need to spend another hope, and Abe makes the roll. And then this will be, I reckon, a strength check. Because ice picking is not delicate.
No,
Elegant, isn't
no.
it?
I hear that. My God, that's strength. So it's advantage. Yes.
Advantage.
Hmm.
A 20 with hope. So, Abe, if you tick up your hope, I know you're maxed out, right?
Maxed.
Oh, you're maxed. Okay. Ooh, for some. In which case, a 20 with hope. So I tick up the hidden clock, and a success with hope increases your loot by 5. As through Ghadi's kind of discerning eye and Abe's brute force, you manage to unearth 2 more D12s for the loot pile. Amazing. So with more loot in the pile, who would like to take the next roll? Like who would like to step up next?
I'm good. I think I haven't done one of my own yet.
Okay, go keep it go.
Go.
Can I explore? I feel like we need to get some more exploring going on.
Yeah. So what is it in this? So this gulch, this Mirror Gulch, describes to me what you see within it that makes you think, oh, this will kind of tell us some more secrets.
Interesting.
So, beg my pardon, because I've forgotten to actually say what exploring does. Fundamentally, as you fill up the explore clock, that will reduce the difficulty of certain actions in a boss fight that may or may not happen.
Oh, great. Okay.
So you're learning the secrets of this area.
Cool. I mean, is it like this sort of gulch? Is it worth like trying exploring where, if like there's any kind of, the way that like wind passes through certain areas and you can find out where exits are and stuff like that? Is that something that I can kind of ascertain like the best direction to walk?
Yeah, I mean,
this
if that,
gulch?
it could absolutely be. You could frame your
Something like
explore as you're kind of looking for the best path forward, but then you might even stumble across a secret.
Sure. That makes sense to me. Like Goop. And I think.
So as
what
you're
the best one would be.
in inverted commas scouting ahead, what skill are you using?
I think I'll use instinct.
Okay.
But I will use. I think I'll add my like street smart experience just because that's something I imagine Cooper's usually very good at, figuring ways out of situations.
Sure.
That's something he grew up doing. So I'll add that on one of my hoops. See if that helps at all.
Okay.
So that's street smart. Yeah. Fortunately, it's only a +1 for my instinct, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
So not bad. It's
Okay.
with fear though.
A 22 with fear. That is a success. So we mark the explore clock up by 1 with fear. You describe to me the exit that you find.
I feel like because there's all these like mirror images, so I think it's actually quite hard to see an exit. Like I see, like there's like lots of different versions of us, kind of, and I think like the light hits in a certain way that kind of captures like an exit to the cavern, but it's quite small compared to the entrance. It's what I'm picturing in my head.
Okay. In which case, as you've kind of climbed up a little bit to, I imagine the gulch is actually kind of twisting and turning to a certain extent. So it's almost being in a mirror maze to a certain extent. But as you get some height to kind of break the illusion, like to break the perception of the reflections, you spy this entrance, you spy this exit, and as you see the way out, and that's in your mind, the way out, you hear, "Flee, flee to me," in the back of your mind, and you lose your footing and slide back down into the gulch as the cavern rumbles. And who's at the back of the group? Who's at the back of the pile? I imagine it might be Abe or Ghadi if you stopped
I'm happy to spit back.
So Abe, you feel like you slip slightly as this cavern shakes, and as you sort of like pick yourself up and wonder what's happening, because I suspect the first concern is, is there an earthquake? Are we about to get buried? The shaking stops suddenly, and then you hear the sound, what it sounds like breaking glass. And as you turn your attention backwards from where you've just came to see what's making the sound of breaking glass, which you know is probably breaking ice, you see a sharp red crystal burst out of one of the mirror walls and impale into the wall opposite. And as you take that in, you hear another crash, and another spike emerges from the other wall, and these red crystal shards start bursting out of the walls, out of the ice of this gulch, and it's moving towards you. And Cooper, as you turn and see that these like arcane corruption crystals impaling the gulch that you and your companions are in, you hear in your head a third time, "Flee to me." And as the gulch very quickly turns into a deathly spike trap, let's grab a 10-minute break. So we will be back in 10 minutes, and we will continue our exploration into this, into Phaisa's lair, and hopefully figure out what's happening further in. So, see you all in 10 minutes. See you in a bit. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Explorers of Elsewhere Live. Hi, hello. My name is DM Dan. We are the Explorers of Elsewhere, and we are currently spelunking. Correct usage of the word as well. We are spelunking. We are heading through a very cold and icy cave system in search of a god. That's it's Daggerheart.
You know, the usual.
The huge. So huge. And when we left our players last, they were in a gulch in a mirrored ice, a gulch of mirrored ice that is currently shattering under an encroaching kind of barrage of large red crystalline spikes made of what appears to be an arcane crystalline corruption. So we will jump straight back into it. Abe and Ghadi are towards the back of the group. How are the two of you, like, what are you doing to haul ass? Or is there anything you're doing to kind of stop your impending spiky doom?
Is it spiking towards us?
Yes. Yeah, so it's like coming out the left wall, coming out the right wall, coming out the floor. Like, it's, yeah. Looking like a Resident Evil lab trap.
I think Abe's going to get his shield out, press Ghadi to him, and then shield both of them. So you're kind of cocooned in. So any damage will hit Abe and or shield before anything else.
I also have an idea if I have time.
Yes, gone.
Okay, I'll incur a stress to swap in Towering Stalk for Premonition. And then I will conjure a Towering Stalk going from like one side to the other to like push apart the impending doom of the chasm.
Okay, so you're trying to like split the gulch, like crack the gulch open a bit more.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm trying to split that gulch.
Okay. Ghadi's option sounds a lot more on the nose, so let's go with that. I think, because normally it just appears, right? So you're swapping out Premonition for Stalk.
Yes.
I've sort of gone ahead and sorted that for you.
Give myself a lovely stress.
Yeah, I would say make a spellcast. You're making a spellcast roll against the environment.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hooray!
Nice.
23 with hope. Okay, you gain your hope. So, Ghadi, as you see these spikes kind of like erupting from the surfaces towards you, Abe sort of like grabs you and like protects you, like brings you in his big fatherly embrace, so kind of brings your shield up. And Ghadi, you're seeing the force that these arcane crystals are like smashing out of one wall, like through. Effectively, they seem to be burrowing through the ice, smashing out one side, piercing right into the other side. And in your mind, you think like, not even Abe's gonna stop this from turning us into a kebab. As you conjure your stalk, and it sort of like rips up through the ice, and sort of like forces, like exerts all that pressure on the walls either side. You hear the floor under your feet crack, and all six of you, as the gulch splits open ever so slightly, a chasm forms under your feet, and the six of you slide down into the crack formed by this enormous stalk kind of growing along the length of the gulch. And you find yourself sliding into darkness.
Oh. That was
And-
23 with hope.
Sorry.
He's not getting spiked.
And when you you feel yourselves kind of sliding down this kind of sheet of ice further and further into the darkness until you come to a relatively sudden halt. And 22 with hope, you have successfully escaped without injury.
Yay.
And you
But-
find yourself like in a little divot, in effect. Like you've fallen into a groove where ice meets stone. And you realize you've effectively slipped into a lower cave, like cavern area. So clearly the cracking of the ice, perhaps that it was just a thoroughfare originally and the ice had frozen it up, but where the ice has kind of shifted and you've been able to slide through. So as the six of you pick yourselves up, and Coraline looks at you, Ghadi, with some incredulous eyes at this rather maverick way of escaping the problem. You, she goes to say something to you, but you can't hear it over the relatively loud noise that is circling around this cavern. And it sounds as if you are in the heart of a blizzard. Yeah, do that. And as you pick yourselves up, you have to bring your hands up to shield yourself from this seeming like snow and hail and frost that's kind of whipping across your faces. Ghadi, you have to this is definite. If you don't have your hand on top of it, your hood goes down. Your hood blows back, kind of weather. And your scarf, your cloak is flapping wildly. And as you look around, you realize that you are stood pretty much on the edge of what it's almost could be described as a well deeper into the cave. And this storm seems to be raging around this tunnel down, almost like a whirlpool going down a drain. And it is roaring. It's hard to see particularly far because of the sleet and snow. It's hard to hear one another for the roaring winds. But as you kind of stand, you realize you're lucky that you didn't just slide straight down into this well. But as you stand up, you seem safe enough for now, as long as you don't fall into this sea. You can't see the bottom of this tunnel down. But who would like to take point?
I mean, we might as well. If we hunt, we can chip off another point, and then we'll be halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So is Ape hunting?
Let's hunt.
Okay. In which case, what are you doing to find your next quarry? Presumably, as the group of you start trudging away around this well to see this whirling well, to see if you can find an exit.
I think, looking for. I think Abe has probably hunted in snowy weather before, so looking through the snow as if looking for colours that aren't white. So eyes, feet, anything that isn't part of isn't snow coloured.
Sure. Okay. So I mean that sounds like an instinct check.
That will be instinct. Can I also use an experience, please, of self-sufficient? As he is a hunter. Let's roll. Oh, fuck it. Freaking hell. Oh, fiddlesticks.
13 with
30
fear.
with fear.
Okay. So, Abe, you have marched on ahead. You are making sure that everyone, like you're barking out orders to everyone, but perhaps, unbeknownst to you, no one can really hear you over the roaring of this storm, of this internal storm. And as you're on the lookout, what you don't notice
He's one little guy. That's fine.
is like you're kind of wading through, and let's roll. Okay, so Cass, as you're sort of like you're trudging your way through, trying to keep up with Abe, who's pressing on ahead, you spy movement in the corner of your eye a moment too late, and you are knocked down by a large insectile creature that looks somewhat mantis-like. It's got it seems to be walking along on four limbs, almost like an ape, but there's another set of limbs emerging from its back with what appear to be two dangerous looking kind of stabbers, and it's got two smaller limbs behind its front limbs tucked into its chest. This creature leaps out at you and like bowls you over, and sort of like it chitters as it starts sort of like trying to claw at you with its front claws and the spikes on its back. And yeah, it's just going to go straight for you with some scything talons.
Nice. Thanks.
That's a 20 to hit, I'm afraid.
Yes, I'm pretty certain that hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, you are bowled over and you take 22 hit points.
Ooh. Where's my... Oh. Not expecting a bug.
No, and you notice that these things are sort of like with their claws and like pincers and kind of blades. They're almost like driving them into the walls like pitons. And as you turn up, you see like a small, I don't know what the collective of a horde of mantis-like creatures is, but you see like at least four of them clinging to the wall, one on top of you. But as you kind of shield yourself as best you can from its like reaping scythes, you notice that across its forearms, around its like bug-like eyes, like its hexagonal eyes, there are red crystal growths protruding from its flesh, like from its chitin. That is it. Who would like to retaliate?
I think Cass would retaliate.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a preservation blast.
Oh, yes.
Knock that thing off.
Yes, it is.
I believe that is a... Ooh, is that gonna... I think that's the right...
Unleash. That's an unleash chaos.
Yep.
Are you unleashing chaos as well?
Oh no, wait, that was the wrong. I apologise. That's the right one. Sorry, I was clicking around trying to work out my armor slots for being hit by a thing.
Fair. Well, actually, yeah. How many? Like, what is 22? Is that?
That is major damage, I believe, and so I've used 2 armor slots.
You can use one.
1 armor slot to take that down to minor.
Okay, marvelous. Hello, Lady Vengeance. Yes, a group of mantis-like creatures is called a no thanks.
No, thank you. Yes.
Amazing. So yes, as you preservation blast, if you make a within melee range, it is on top of you. So if you make a spell roll against it,
That is an instinct, I believe.
Oh, you're rolling spicy now. Okay, 23 with fear is a hit. I'll take the fear. I don't think I took the fear from Abe's roll earlier. So, yes, that is a fear. That is a hit.
Nice.
Targets you succeed are forced back to far range. You know what? There's no need to roll for damage. You are on the edge of this whirling well. So yeah, as this thing jumps on you and sort of like stabs into your like shoulder as you and sort of like fire. What does the preservation blast look like as you rocket it off you?
It's basically just a surge of lightning that kind of usually it radiates out from all points. So it's
Okay. So we know. So the most you can roll is 11 damage on that. Is there anything you've got that can boost damage if you do want to roll damage? Because you might clip other of these.
Don't think so. I think it's more of a get it away from you.
Actually, you have got because you have got the thing where if you do something lightningly, you can do extra damage. Spend a hope and describe how your control of lightning helps an action roll. So would you like to spend a hope for an extra 3 damage?
Yes, absolutely, always.
Okay. So if you spend your hope and then roll for damage, and then we'll add another 3 to it.
There we go. Yep.
Okay, so don't think that rolled damage. Tell you what, if you so it's D8 plus 6, right?
Yeah.
Bam. Oh, sorry. 7 damage. You grapple the one that's the one that's knocked you to the ground with a blast of lightning. You fires off you like head over thorax, and as it disappears down into the well, you watch as it gets caught up in the winds and it's swirled around until it disappears into darkness. Very, very good. So that was a roll with fear. So the creatures, the Siontis is they will so the 4 that are clinging to the wall still, they look at the 6 of you and then curiously, because they've got claws to like anchor themselves into the wall, they bring up their other claws and then they start like wobbling backwards and forwards. And
So stylish.
yes, I need everyone
I know we're all
To
being
also
calm.
join in the dance.
Yeah.
I need everyone to make me instinct reaction rolls. So bear in mind on your character sheets, when you click on instinct, you can then click on the little arrow to turn it into a reaction roll proper. So we've got 7 for Abe. Oh, all the dice.
Okay.
Wait.
We're all coming.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So we've got 7 for Abe, a 9 for Griffin, a crit for Ghadi, a 12 for Cassandra, and a 20 for Cooper. Everyone bar Cooper and Ghadi. As you watch these like Siontis, like creatures like wobbling backwards and forwards, you find yourselves inexplicably mesmerized by their dance.
Dance.
You are now all entranced until you use your use your spotlight to mark 2 stress, and you just kind of those of you that failed just stand there looking a bit dumbfounded. So yeah, a group of you are literally bugged out. Who between Cooper and Ghadi, who would like to go next?
What do you think, Ghadi?
It is the crab rave. Well, I think you're on mute, Tim.
Oh, can Tim hear us?
Yes, I can, but now I've pressed my unmute button and I'm back. Given that there's only 2 of us, do you fancy a double team supreme?
Let's do it. Let's go.
I don't have much hope. Do you have sufficient hope?
I have 2 hope. So maybe we can't do a tag team.
We can't do it.
That's
That's all right. That's fine. I'll
do a hope for a help.
That's true. I can give you advantage if it's something you wanted to do.
Nah, I'll be all right. I'll get them. I'm gonna get them. I'll given that their wiggling appears to be the source of their power, I'm gonna do a good old-fashioned entangle, and I'm gonna try and restrain two of these chaps. So let's see. Do I? Have I got my rally dice now?
Yes,
indeed.
Let's do that. This seems important. Let's get them.
Ooh.
18, but scary.
18.
18
You can clear a stress or gain a hope from that as well.
Ooh, I can. And you know what? I'm gagging for hope. So I'm going to use Fearless, take a couple of stress, but get rid of one of them stress, and turn my fear into hope, please.
Okay. So an 18 with fear is a success.
With hope, Dan.
Oh, with hope. So
using my fearless ability.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll drop my fear back down to 7. Okay. So what's the damage?
Great question. The damage is 7. And 2 of them are restrained with viney vines.
Okay. So as the vines burst out of the wall that these Siontises are clinging to, it also jitters as it kind of gets flushed down the Whirling Well. And as you grapple the other 2, that distracts them enough that we'll say that everyone is no longer mesmerized by the dance.
Dancing.
Oh, nice.
Very, very good. Okay. Cooper, you're not discombobulated.
Yes, I would like to shoot them with my crossbow, please.
Yes.
I was going to say potentially sneak attack as they are restrained. Would that? I don't know. But technically, I'm not hidden. But if you were in melee range, it would still count. But if they're restrained,
so
I don't know.
I'm
happy to negotiate.
You'll be hidden enough because of the blizzard.
Mm-hmm, okay.
However, the incredibly strong winds make aiming difficult, so it's going to be at disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Okay. Interesting. In that
if you wanted to do a stabby stab, then you'd bypass that, and I'd let you still keep hidden because you'd be emerging out of the way.
Interesting. Okay. I will do a stabby stab then.
Oh, a stabby stab.
Don't usually get that close. Let's do that. So yeah, I'm going to do a stabby stab with my dagger and use sneak attack. So I'm gonna see if I can get this to work this time. So I'll do first. Let's go to do it.
And while Coop's doing that, if anyone else wants to take the spotlight next, put your hand up in the combat tracker.
Can I also add reckless, because I'm getting close and personal, which is not usually.
Yeah, go on. I reckon if you do a little jump, you'll get carried along by the storm slightly for some extra speed. That seems quite reckless.
Don't get carried along too far.
Yeah.
All the way around, stab Abe.
Okay, so I'm using a hope, so adding reckless, but I'm still at disadvantage. I might. Do I use my rally dice? I feel like it's I'm at disadvantage. It might balance me out, but sorry, I'll save that for later. I'll see what happens.
Okay.
Let's go.
You privately roll some dice.
Oh, sorry.
That is a sneak attack.
Sorry, I got a 9 with hope. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry.
I got a crit.
I got a 9 with hope.
Tell you what, it never happened, Theo. Go ahead and roll publicly.
Okay, let me make sure. I promise I will do it publicly this time. Because I did actually. I've selected. Hang on, public roll. There we go.
I've selected. Oh yeah, I've selected private.
Sorry. Let's go back and do that again. I'm now actually tempted to add my rally dice after that shockingly bad roll I just had.
If you're, as an aside, if you would like to, hang on, sorry, I'll just move the map. Bear in mind, you have all got Coraline on hand. So for a hope, she can ensorcel, she can coach your attacks with blue flame.
Sure, let's do that. How do I do that?
Spend a hope.
And ask
I'll
nicely.
use yes. So that's 2 hope then I'm using. So
and then basically just roll an extra damage dice. So an extra D8, I think.
If I land it. So let's see what happens. Right, rolling.
Theo!
That was public. It says public on my screen. I promise I'm rolling publicly. It's better by 1. It's a roll with fear. So
tell you what, hang on.
Please just roll it, Dan. I promise I'm rolling publicly.
So it's an improved small dagger. You've got no advantage.
Oh, I was doing reckless.
Okay, yep. Okay, yeah. Cool. So 1 hope. Roll.
Whoa!
That was a much better roll.
That's how you do it.
Thanks, Dan. I promise though, I will screenshot. I have my cursor over public roll.
That's fine.
I definitely have.
We'll let you off. Right, so an extra D8. So it's 4d8 plus 2 damage with. So as your dagger erupts with blue flames that like trail away from you, carried away by the by this kind of whirlwind blizzard. You do a total damage. Well, you do initial damage of 14. And then, what's your sneak attack?
My sneak attack.
If you try rolling the sneak attack, just to see if that's sneaky.
It should be 3d6s.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. But because it says select target, I can't. So.
If you just roll 3d6 out of the chat roll, so it's like /r space 3d6. Bam. 5. Okay, so a total of 19 damage is major. So as you leap forward, carried along by the blizzard kind of blustering from behind you, in a way the ensorcel blade almost acts as like a tracer, like a laser point, a blue flaming laser point to your target, and you manage to cut. Your blade cuts through 2 of the limbs holding these Siontises to the wall, and as you body slam them off the wall, they kind of flutter away and they disappear into the blizzard. They are gone as well. Okay, so very good, Cooper. The final remaining Siontis will, as you're coming through, Cooper, it's the last one that kind of lunges back at you to catch you at the same, like to catch you head on. A 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay, and you take 19 damage as you swing into its sort of like that held out scythe arm.
Cool. I'll take an armor slot to make it minor damage.
Okay, very, very good, very good. Who would like to go next? Is Ghadi's hand up for another turn?
Oh no, sorry, that was for the old turn back in the old days.
I smash.
Abe smash.
A smash. Chris smash.
Oh, it's a crit!
Of one guy.
What a waste.
Yeah.
The feeling we're using all of our good shit now rather than against the big mummy.
Oh, we got a brutal roll in there. That's a casual 48
Still
damage.
Still
48 damage. The last Siontis is pulped under Abe's assault. I can only imagine instead of swinging the axe, you've just grabbed it, swung it around your head, and thrown it.
Just threw it into the vortex. Just grabbed it by its squishy little neck. Just threw
In which case, as the Siontis like flies off into the distance, like Griffin, there's a moment where you're like, "Yeah, we did it!" And then this Siontis like swings back past you before plummeting down into the depths. But yes, that Siontis is done for.
Goodbye.
And you have, you've cleared out the mantis, the Siontises. Congratulations. So, as you've got a bit more time to think, as you pick yourselves up, who wants to pick up the next task? As we look at our clocks, the hunt clock is now up by another 1.
Nice.
Who wants to take point now?
Somebody must be good at an explore.
I'll do a little
Who's
explore.
good at looks?
I can look. I'll
at
do a
looking?
look.
I've got eyes.
Yeah, can I just do a vibe check? Like, is there? I'll do a little meditate and see if there's anywhere that is feeling particularly. I can feel a particularly strong, like natural pull from.
Sure. Yeah, vibe check. I'm done with that. Are you using experiences and which ability?
Ooh, can I do an Ooh, do I have any hope? No, I'm without hope. I cannot use experiences. I will simply imagine.
I was going to say, I can help if you want. I can spend a hope
Oh, yeah, that'd be ace. Thank you.
and give you a little advantage.
I'm not sure how, but maybe your soothing music will help me to meditate. How about
Yeah.
that?
There we go.
Sweet.
I mean, Griffin is king of the vibes.
Instinct.
Yeah. You need
if you
vibes.
drop your hope by 1, and then I'll update that.
17 hope.
17 with hope. That is a success with hope.
Yay.
Yay.
So that's 2 segments on the clock. You're now up to 5 of 6. Ghadi, you pause and like you're kind of looking around, and like this, to say this isn't normal is a bit of an understatement. You're in an underground blizzard whirlpool cave that you've slipped into from this glacial. Like, how far does this place go for a start? but there's something odd in the air, and it is not the mouthfuls of like high velocity sleet that's kind of slamming into your face and cloak. And as you close your eyes and you feel that like innate Majani, your Majani physiology kind of centering yourself and attuning you to the flow of mana in ways that you've been taught to do since being a young one, you discern the strong draw of primal mana. You discern the strengthening pull of arcane mana. This is expected. And then you notice that running directly through the middle of it is the thrum of divine mana. And you're like, as you allow your mind to wander the paths that they wander, as you kind of question this, your mind flicks to all of the creatures that you've seen. So these Seantises that you've just defeated, the ice elementals, everything within this cave has been corrupted by this arcane crystallization. So why is there divine mana? For there to be divine mana would insinuate the presence of a dragon. And then you think back to what Cooper told you after your long rest. And Ghadi, your eyes open slowly as it dawns on you the sentience of the crystallization. This corruption you think back to something that Cass said to you once when you were at the Standing Stones. What is powerful enough to corrupt a god? And now you have your answer. Another god. You realise that the arcane corruption infecting Phaisa and likely Barunan may well be a fragmented shard of Kervotha, the Sundered.
Yeah, I'll head over to Cooper with like my cloak, trying to block the sleet, and be like, Cooper, what do you know about Kervotha?
I mean, she's in my head, and I bloody hate her. Apparently, that's as much as I really know. Why?
I think you're not the only one. It feels like she might be the one in these gods' heads too.
Really?
Cooper, you think back to your conversation, question mark, with Exo. When he asked you, you've heard it too. And he realised his insinuation that the two of you were drawn here, were beckoned here. A shard of a dragon destroyed during the war, not 3 years ago, clearly resides within the Titans of this Isle. They are being corrupted by a fragment of Kervotha's essence. The only thing strong enough to infect a god. A stronger god. Where you at, Coop? Coop's just...
Cooper?
What are we? I mean, it's hard enough with world spirit gods. Now there's another one. Oh. Okay. Give me a second. I feel like he might try and reach to speak to Kervotha in his head.
Oh.
Okay. Didn't explore. Okay. Yes. What are you doing? Saying?
I think first of all, everyone would be told what he was about to do. So we'd like, can you guys just give me a sec? I'm gonna try and confer this. I think I don't know. He'll like just not take himself away necessarily, but away enough so he feels that he can concentrate.
Yeah.
I mean, quietly, just be kind of like, are you causing the chaos here? Are you affecting the Titans?
The voice in your head, in the back of your mind that has sat with you and has only grown louder since the rediscovery began, since Elsewhere began recovering from the eschaton. The voice that's been getting louder by the day says, "Flee, hide. We must flee, we must hide. Until we can rejoin. Gather together, rebuild. Muster strength. Until then, flee, hide, and hide. Find me. Rejoin me."
This is a riddle. I'm not. What do you want with me? What do you want with them? I'm not clever enough for this. You picked the wrong dragon to get into his head.
We must be reborn. We must rebuild. We must return. Cooper, it dawns on you these fragmented thoughts, fragmented thoughts that are going through your mind. They are indicative of a mind that is shattered. Kervotha was destroyed during the war. She was sundered. That is her moniker now. And perhaps shards of her, like pieces of, like fragments, fired out in all directions by an explosion of a being divine. And much like the world of Elsewhere is now a consequence of the chaos and randomness of the eschaton, amongst that, these shards of Kervotha would have landed somewhere. So perhaps this isn't a targeted attack, a targeted ploy of Kervotha. Kervotha's shards would presumably be everywhere, within reason. But it just so happens that this shard has landed on an island, home to 2 world spirits.
Okay, but we'll take this in. And then, I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
The voice simply repeats what it's been saying since you arrived here. Find, flee, hide, regrow.
He will stop trying to converse, and he will tell everyone what he's understood and what's happened and what was said. And as the more he speaks, the kind of more worn out he looks. Like he's starting to put a lot of pieces together from even before. Like, when did the Sundered Dragon get
Sundered?
Get sundered.
When did they get sundered? How early on in the war was it? Like near the beginning or near the end, or is that decided?
Would have been
in your canon?
near the end, so not long before the eschaton. Bear in mind that as the laws of reality began to unravel in the face of the eschaton, so too did the flow of time. So you can't say it was 4 years ago, for example, because for you it might have been 4 years ago, but for someone else it might have been 304 years ago. But yes, in the lead up to, like, it's suggested that when Kervotha, so one of Akan's brood, and Ulavari, one of Aya's brood, were destroyed during the war, those were the two kind of divine casualties of the war. That may well have been what caused Akan and Aya to accelerate their conflict to the point that magics began unraveling the very essence of Elsewhere. Perhaps their deaths of Kervotha and Ulavari were the catalyst for what would become the eschaton. The escalation that would cause the fabric of reality to tear.
Cooper is tying this together, but he is also tying together that he feels like this corresponds very much with him leaving Cass. It is around that time.
Okay.
That he ran away.
Yeah.
From that responsibility. So as he's speaking, he's telling everyone what has happened, but he is looking more and more warm as he starts to maybe think that this voice has been there for a long time.
Okay. Where's Cass at?
Cass is having a mixed emotion. She is just looking at Cooper talk. I think he can genuinely read her expression quite well, although she does also have just like, you can read what is going on in her mind for the most part. But for the first time, it's impossible to quite say what she's thinking, because even she's not quite sure what she's thinking.
Sure.
There's a part of her that's like, wait, I could have had him helping me talk to a god all this time. He could have helped me.
Didn't have to bring this guy along.
Perhaps then, as you're frantically musing this in your head, there comes a moment where you stop and acknowledge: did you have corrupted by the shard of a betrayer god on your bingo card when you took this job? Because that's now what you're up against.
Yeah, I think there is that aspect of her that's like, wait, what, Cooper is connected to this? And then there is mostly a part of her that she hadn't expected to be there, especially not when Cooper showed up a couple of days ago, which is just genuine, heartfelt concern for him and what this connection to this corrupted god could mean for him.
Sure. Okay. As you have these thoughts, they are interrupted as the cavern around you seemingly growls and rumbles. Like a great power is awakening. I will gently remind you that there is a hidden clock happening in the background. So with that, like, snapped back to attention, the six of you, who would like to take the point as you stand on the edge of this swirling blizzard maelstrom well?
I would just like to do something relatively quickly.
Yes. Turn on the clocks again.
Seeing the sort of stress on Cooper's face, and also the rather maybe even slightly stressed and complex look on Cass's face, Griffin will play. He will play a relaxing song as we're walking along, to try and calm everyone down, and everyone who needs it can gain 1 hit point back.
Oh,
Very nice.
thanks, Griff.
Very good. Tell you what, while Griffin's in the driving seat, would you like to explore, hunt, or loot?
I'll do an explore then. I will. Don't know what I'm exploring. I guess sort of using the music as well, to sort of pick up where, sort of like maybe like where it's echoing, and where it sort of seems to be picking up louder as the sort of gust seems to be quieting down a bit.
Okay.
You're an accordion bat.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds... Well, which ability are you using?
I'm going to use presence because it is me performing.
Sure. Are you going to use any of your experiences?
I think I've got your back again. I'll use that because it's keeping everyone hopefully in much more chipper spirits.
Okay.
Let's roll. Did that roll for you? Because I'm not seeing any dice rolling on for me at the moment.
21 with hope.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's very
Okay.
nice.
You managed to... like... As curious as it is, you're kind of using your accordion almost as like a sonar. Like it cuts through the roaring of this blizzard that surrounds you, and yeah, it kind of allows you to get an idea of where you need to go next. And on a success with hope, you complete the explore clock. Congratulations. And following your lead, Griffin, you lead the party to what is fundamentally an exit. It's a crack in the side of the wall that kind of leads away from this place. And it leads you to, like, it's a tight squeeze, like, it's quite claustrophobic because you're kind of sliding between this, you know, sliding through this kind of narrow crack in the wall. And you emerge into another large cavern. This one not buffeted by kind of chilly wind. Well, it's certainly cold. It's almost painful to breathe here. And fundamentally, like, heading down away from you is almost a staircase of pure ice. It looks like flawless sapphire underfoot. But it's cold enough that your feet almost kind of stick to it. It's got a certain stickiness, almost as your shoes are kind of flash freezing to its surface as you make your way down. But as this staircase this open staircase kind of rolls out in front of you, as you look ahead, the cavern is illuminated by this cold blue pulsing light. And it almost beats like a heart. And the light is emanating from a floor-to-ceiling crystalline pillar. It just looks like a natural kind of pillar of ice that tapers from the bottom up the center and then kind of widens back out when it hits the ceiling. And this light, this cold blue light, is pulsing up and then down, up and down. Has anyone had their torch out? Cassandra, can we imagine your torch is out?
I imagine she's got a torch out. This isn't her first cave rodeo.
In which case, as you kind of shine your lantern around to get a better look, you watch as the flame freezes and then like topples to the inside. It's curious to watch. Ice builds around the flame and it topples off of the sort of like the lantern wick, and in this small chunk of glass ice inside your lantern, you can see the flame flickering until it dies.
Don't like that.
And as the six of you look towards this central pillar that's thrumming with this energy like a heartbeat, in the center of it, like a spear, is a large shard of red crystal. And Ghadi, you feel it in your chest. Cooper, you hear it in your mind. This is seemingly the shard of Kervotha. How, knowing that it is the cause of the corruption, how are you going about dealing with it?
Do we think that the cure, the little like thing of paste that we've got, if we just wipe it on the
on the shaft?
I mean, does it seem like an arcane crystal, or?
Yes.
Oh.
So if you imagine the pillar is vertical, this shard, like you can almost see a hole where this spear of glass, this spear of red crystal has like punched through the ceiling of the cavern and like embedded into this ice pillar. And given that this light is pulsing up and down it like a heartbeat, you can't help but get the feeling that this might be a sort of like a central, almost like nervous system of Phaisa speared by this shard. So removing this splinter of the betrayer god Kervotha would begin to weaken the hold on Phaisa. Because as long as this is still intact, in inverted commas, Phaisa can never heal.
We need some real big tweezers.
I mean, do we think, like, I don't know, if it's pierced through, do we think the best thing is to try and pull it out rather than explode it out? It feels like this thing is connected, isn't it?
We're going to want to be a little bit more
delicate.
Yeah.
So
We're still going to need a lot of strength though to pull it out.
Yeah, well, we potentially tie something. We got rope, tie it, and then all of us pull it.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Do a joint strength roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so are you moving to fundamentally pull this god shard out of this pillar?
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
off the back of Griffin's successful roll, between the six of you, you manage to sort of like rope over this, like to kind of lasso over your ropes over the shard and sort of like wrap it around. The shard itself, whilst everything else here is like it, you finding that the rope is almost sticking to the god shard, like the dragon shard, because of the coldness, almost like flash freezing it to it, which gives you enough pull. And between the six of you, with enough effort, like you hear the pillar cracking as the shard moves, and before long, with one final heave, the shard is wrenched from this pillar. And as you all kind of stagger backwards, you have to dive either left or right as this shard kind of comes colliding down this good, like 20-foot long crystal. And it clatters to the ground, and rather than smashing, it just kind of makes a noise. Like it just lands with a thud that echoes off the walls. And you notice that there's almost like a miasmic light that moves up and down this shard. But as it, like, sitting on the ground in front of you, those of you looking up to the pillar, you watch as the wound hole that this shard has just vacated, then begins to freeze over with every passing of the pulsing light.
Good.
You've removed the source of the infection.
Woo!
The corruption remains, but the infection has been, but the cause has now been removed.
Can I smear a little juice on the wound hole?
You can, yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, get
That
on
juice
there.
Okay. As you stand like around, you are standing around this god shard. I say it's about 20 foot long. You notice that the light that pulses, like the light that's kind of writhing through it, is beginning to dim. And before long, Cooper, the panicked voice that you've been hearing in your head ever since you got to this cavern gets quieter and quieter. It's not completely gone, but as the light moving within the god shard disappears, the volume of the voice in your head disappears as well. The calls from Kervotha now sound very distant.
I let the group know. He looks relieved.
Who's up next? You've still yet to find Phaisa. You still suspect that there are treasures to find and there are monsters to slay.
Okay. I mean, where else would you keep loot but in a room with a big pulsing pillar in it?
That's what I
Okay.
do, personally.
Okay, so is Abe loot hunting?
Yeah, he'll look for some loot. It's not
Okay.
his strongest.
What in this room has piqued your attention, and which ability / experience are you using to get to it?
I think there's. Is it like a? It's like a.
So imagine this is almost like a bit of a rectangular room. There are pillars kind of rising from floor to ceiling. From one of the narrow, the shorter walls is this almost like large kind of curving staircase of ice that's kind of led you into the center of the room, where this like heart pillar is pulsing light up and down. Is it a heart pillar? It's almost like an icy blood vessel. You're just watching, like, presumably primal mana going up and down it. But yeah, there's it's not like a tidy cave or anything.
Yes,
so.
yeah, okay. I think to one side you can see like a kind of crack that's happened in the side of the wall, and either side has these sort of really long sort of icicles on either side, so it looks like a jagged mouth has along one wall line, and you look like you can maybe get an arm in if you so wished.
Okay. Which ability are you using?
Arm.
I mean, it sounds a bit finessey.
Finessey?
I mean, unless you were punching your arm into the hole, in which case
you might do. No, I can
using that pick that Ghadi gave you that you didn't give back.
Yeah. He's been using it to clean his teeth with. No, I'll do a finesse. That's fine.
You keep it, Swing.
Come on.
Big rolls.
That's a
Medium
big
rolls.
roll.
17 with fear.
Success with fear. You get your little sausage fingers wedged right in there. You have a little feel around. It's annoying because like the hair on the back of your hand keeps on getting frozen to the side of the wall. And you're like cold waxing yourself.
I think while he's got his arm in there, he's looking at all the skinny-armed boys around him, going, "Why am I putting my arm in this?"
And a success with fear. I gain fear, but you gain an additional D12 to roll on the loot table later. Very, very good. So you are now up to 6. And who's up next? You feel that you've got a bit of time to hunt some goons or find some loot.
I'm happy to loot again, and then we do hunt after that.
Okay. So Cooper, you're gonna search for some loot.
Yeah.
Okay. What takes your interest, and how are you delving into it?
I think I take it we leave this room if we're moving on.
Not necessarily.
Or do we stay in this room?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a big room, and no one's crit on the loot roll yet, so I think there might be other secrets and trinkets. As Livy said, if there's going to be loot anywhere in this dungeon complex, it's going to.
No, we have critted on a loot roll.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
In this room.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not in this room. Okay. In that case, I feel like maybe because obviously everything that like if this had this pulsing center, I'm wondering if there's like some like ledges around the room.
Okay.
That have like things of interest just up on like little sills.
I mean, we can absolutely say, you're watching this light pulse up and down, and you notice that as it pulses up into the ceiling, it actually kind of splits out and spreads across the ceiling. And before kind of disappearing off. And as you're kind of following it, you notice a ledge. So if you want to attempt to climb to said ledge.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Sounds agility-ish.
Which is something I do have. Agility.
Do you want a boost?
Yeah, a boost.
A little boost.
Little boost.
Okay.
So
spend your fear. Spend your hope even.
And then I'm also going to do street smarts because parkour was my middle name back when I was a kid. So let's do some.
20 with hope.
Nice.
You managed to clamber up with Griffin's help, and up there you find 2 additional loot rolls.
Nice.
So you are now up to 8 on the loot check. Very, very nice. You feel another rumbling from within the cavern somewhere. The time is quickly coming to a close. You've still got some time. What's Cass doing? Is Cass gonna hunt or loot?
I think Cass is feeling in the mood to hunt. I think she's feeling a certain way about a certain revelation with Cooper, and now she just wants to possibly punch something.
Maybe,
Punch and or shoot something.
maybe shoot something in the head.
Please don't shoot Cooper. That would be preferred. Let's go
Hearing
punch something
voices,
else.
I'm just saying, like, maybe just.
What? How are you going about? Like, what is it that instigates your hunt? You
I think
actively-
it's her concern that what we've just taken out
Yes.
is either it's going to draw things to them, it's going to
Okay.
draw things to them, or because it is the central infection, there will be more infected things closer to it that we've just
Sure.
managed to happenstancely miss on our way here.
Okay. That sounds relatively insighty.
Mhm.
Okay,
That
roll me an
is
insight.
That is my best roll, so I would agree.
A 16 with hope. Oh, it's actually a coin. Amazing. Cool. Okay, so as you're looking around, like you have this wonder in your mind, or perhaps something's gonna like lurking to fundamentally jump us. A 16 with hope, so mark your hope. You do spy, you spy movement creeping down the pillars that are running the like floor to ceiling, and they're betrayed by the red crystals that jut from their flesh. But you spot 3 serpentine creatures. They look like large snakes with 4 legs. And these ones have sort of like almost like a shell of ice on their backs, but jutting out from bits of them are these red crystalline growths. And to look at them, you recognize these as being can't say it now. Quetzalisks. And you are able to call them out before they they cling to the pillars upside down, and like they're lifting their heads to face you, and you know that these things like Quetzalisks are known for sort of like spitting out this corrosive, almost like acid. So who knows what the icy ones will do, but you manage to spot them before they attack. So with that in mind, we'll start with you, Cass. What do you do?
Cass is going to get out alimony.
Yes.
And she's going to have a little flute. She's going to shoot with alimony.
Little shooty.
Quickly, with alimony, does it only shoot one target?
Yes.
In that case, if you want me to spend 2 hope, I can give you Parallella, so you can shoot another attack on a success.
Yes, please.
Bang.
2 heads to shoot.
Yeah, there you go. Let me bomb.
So is that I roll twice, or I roll once and it's 2 hits?
And
or...
it will shoot 2.
Yeah, if you
Choose like a
succeed
one.
on a hit, then it means that you shoot another target as well.
Thank you very much.
I will also bear in mind if you want to spend a hope, Coraline will more than happily boost your ensorcel your bullets, ensorcel your gun.
Ensorcel that gun.
So yes, if you want to spend another hope.
Yeah, I've got hope for days.
Okay. So I think that drops you down to 4, I believe.
Yes. I haven't got any experiences that would help, so that's just a straight. It's a 17 with hope.
A 17 with hope is a hit.
Is it 2 hits?
Yes.
2 hit.
So next time makes an attack can hit an additional target. Okay, so fundamentally, You're rolling twice. Well,
You roll once, but it hits
you roll once and it hits twice. Yeah, so you're getting double damage for all intents and purposes.
Cool. So that is a. Sorry, I'm scrolling around. There is a damage?
Yes, on your attack roll in chat, it's below your. So where it says 17 with hope, there should be a roll damage button.
Oh yes, there is. I'm being an idiot. Right.
So we'll inflict this twice for all intents and purposes. 20.
40.
But also roll another d6 from Coraline, ensorceling your gun.
Rolling that.
Twice.
25.
10.
Okay.
25.
So you deal 25 damage twice.
Mhm.
So I think within seconds, like all of your attentions have been grabbed because Cass has just gone, look out, as she sees these like 3 lizard-like creatures, these salamander-like creatures skittering down the roof, and then you pull Alimony out, and as you aim, simultaneously Griffin's like casts parallel on you. Coraline ignites a ball of flame in her hand and lobs it towards you, and that wraps around the barrel of your gun. You fire 2 lightning bolts which arc separately. These 2 shots spear through 2 of the Quasalisks and then meet in the middle of the brain of the 3rd Quasalisk, and you just murder both of them within seconds of you acknowledging that they're here. Congratulations. You've successfully hunted. Okay. Very, very good. At the sounds of the shots kind of ringing out, the cavern rumbles like rather aggressively this time. You feel that between the 6 of you, you have time for one last thing. What would you like to do? And I'm leaving the battle music on.
Little breather.
Do you think maybe that's a hint then? Is that a hint? Maybe we should hunt one more time.
Hunt one last time.
There's a
Hunt once
deeply
more with
contrary
feeling.
part of me that just wants more money, but we
Hunt
should
or
probably finish up that delicious
A
clock.
little delicious clock. Still want to fight him while we're also fighting Phaisa.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're hunting then, yeah?
We'll
One
have that
last
last slice of
Let's
pie.
headbutts on him.
Okay. In which case, at the sounds of the crack of Alimony, supercharged by Griffin's Parallella and Coraline's ensorceling flames, the cavern you're in, like there's a crack and the sound reverberates off the walls. And as you turn to look at the top of the stairs that you entered in on, looking down upon you,
This guy.
It's our friend.
Frigging guy.
stands a humanoid-looking creature with leaf-like wings, large leaf-like wings, 4 arms, and this almost like tunic of leaves. And the creature looks down towards you, looking around, and its gaze appears to be fixated on the shard, the god shard that sits between you, the now inert god shard. And like this look of incensed, this look of anger spreads across its features, and as it opens, it brings its arms out wide, and the wings on its back flap open, and it will, like plants, like pods, seem to begin dropping off it. Sorry, actually no. It holds its arms aloft, and Ghadi, you kind of get the impression that it seems to be summoning something, and you watch as shapes begin to emerge from shadows. And from the shadows emerges a horde of small plant-like creatures, similar to those that you fought before. But as they swarm towards you, the creature, this hamadryder stood at the top of the stairs, once again has this look of confusion upon its face that you spied when you last encountered it, Ghadi, earlier today. And as it sort of like looks around in confusion at this swarm, you then notice its head turns to Coraline, and it fixates its gaze on her, tilts its head ever so slightly. The swarms begin to descend upon you, this icy triffid swarm. Who's up first? Is it Ghadi?
Please, please.
Go, Ghadi, go.
I'm going. I want to cast Nature's Tongue. I want to talk to this boy.
Okay.
Oh God, what have I done? Have I done it? No, it's fine. It's okay.
That's fine.
I speak with nature. I use. Oh, how have I got no hope again? Where's my hope go? Good Lord. All right.
Have you been adding your hope on any hope rolls?
Plausibly. Dunno. Regardless, I'm rolling naked. Let's go.
Sure. Instinct 12.
Nice.
We've done it. Let's see.
Okay, 24 with hope. You get your hope.
Nice.
Mark your hope.
Let me mark my hope like an adult. There we go. I'll see. Wait, Phaisa's sick. We're here to help.
The creature turns and looks to you. It breaks its gaze away from Coraline. Coraline has noticed it was staring intently at her, curiously at her. And she turns her head to you, Ghadi, as you start speaking in this alien tongue. I can only assume it sounds like creaking tree bark as you speak up to this creature. And then the creature, whilst looking at you, turns and says, "What have you done?"
She has arcane crystals. They're hurting her. We're removing them. Will you help us?
The figure, roll me I think you're gonna have to try and persuade this thing. Roll me presence. Yeah, you're trying to charm him, I guess.
Yeah. Let's go presence, which I'm bad at. I'll put Spirit Speaker +2 on there. Funsies.
Oh. A 15 with fear. That will do it. So I'll gain the fear. The creature so you ask it if it will help. The creature we do not know you. The creature starts saying, but then its gaze returns to Coraline again. We do not know you, it says in a questioning tone as it stares at Coraline. And Coraline shouts out to you, "What's it saying? Why is it looking at me?"
Do you know this guy?
Coraline sort of her hands are flame with blue fire, as the triffids kind of begin launching themselves at you. "Do I look like I would know something like that?" she shouts back. And the hamadryder turns back to you, Ghadi. "You are trespassing." It seems to have stayed its intention. Like you've certainly kind of a success with fear. You've made it question itself, so it's not on the offensive in any way, shape, or form. But it's certainly kind of open to more, in inverted commas, conversation. So Ghadi, as long as you keep your nature's tongue going, you can absolutely carry on trying to speak to this thing.
Cool.
With a roll with fear, I will trigger the swarm descends upon you. Who's at the front of the group? Is it Abe?
Probably Abe, let's be honest.
Probably Abe, let's be honest. So, the creatures launch, these flower-like creatures, their petals turning blue with sort of like ice, leap forward with a ferocity you haven't seen from these things since the stalls, the attack on the stalls. And like as they leap forward, there's like these like tendrils and vines reaching forward like grasping fingers. And Abe does an 11 hit.
It does.
It does. You take this much damage, 20 damage,
Armor slot.
and so you, how much? What damage threshold is that for you?
That's minor.
Minor. Okay. So as you take minor damage, one of these triffids kind of lands on your shield and then clambers over it and then launches itself onto your like collarbone, and you feel a stabbing sensation as it seemingly bites into you, and you are now infested. As the thing latches to you, like you saw it do, like you saw these things do to the civilians of Dor Lashal during the attack on the stalls. So that's its turn. Who's up next?
Can I hit it back?
You can hit it back. Go, Abe, go.
$22 hope.
That is very yes. So you'll gain a hope. If nothing else, make sure to add that on in a sec. Oh, we got a brutal. So the extra dice takes you up to 23 damage, which is major. So as you begin scything through this swarm, it takes major damage. As you like slice and stamp and tear apart some of the triffids that are launching themselves, and as you look around, you notice that they're all just sort of like bundling into your companions. Abe's rolled with hope. Do you want to carry on, Abe, or does someone want to grab the torch? Remember to pop your hand up if you want to have a go.
I'll just keep hitting.
Okay. Abe, the lawnmower.
16 with hope.
16 is a hit.
Nice.
Uh, 21 damage is major again. So you scythe through another third of the swarm, vastly reducing its numbers. So now you get the feeling that they do not have the sheer weight of numbers to do as much damage as they did before. Who would like to jump in and follow in Abe's example?
I put my hand up.
Yes. Oh, yes, you did. Go, Kim, go.
I wanted to actually. Can I connect? So this swarm attacked Dorashal.
Yes.
Can I connect? That's why maybe that this creature knows Coraline. Like, is it possible that I can put that together, or is that like, can I like express this towards Ghadi that maybe it's to do with the town?
Roll me a reaction instinct.
Okay.
Because you're doing this wordlessly, right? Like, because you're not understanding what's being said, but you're just going off like body language or.
Well, it's
like
less that. It's more. like trying to put it together that you've got Coraline saying, "Why is he looking at me like that? How does he know me?" Plus, these are the same creatures that attacked the town before. Plus, maybe all that other stuff with body language, like adding that all together. Would that? I was just trying to.
Yeah. I say roll me the instinct, and then we'll say instant reaction. So.
Yeah.
Oh, big boy, big boss number, an 18.
Nice.
Okay.
So your initial interpretation is, oh, maybe this thing, it was like commandeering these Triffids, because the Triffids seem to sort of like spawn around this. You've seen Triffids spawn out of this creature, so maybe that's it. But like the last 2 times you've seen it, it's been confused. You know, like it's been discombobulated. It doesn't really understand what's happening around it. But there's something in inverted commas human in its eyes. Not human, obviously. Like something mortal in its eyes as it looks at Coraline. And it's like the look of someone that deeply knows someone. Perhaps you recognize it from the way Cass has looked at you in the past. So why is this creature looking at Coraline with that superly familiar look, etched with confusion?
I pass this on to Ghadi because obviously I cannot communicate to the creature. With that, I think they know each other. I think something weird's going on here. Like,
Ghadi, do you want to swoop in? It seems like you haven't got that long before Abe tears through the last of this Triffid swarm.
Yeah, I'll see what we can do. I'll turn to the thingy and say, yeah. Her name is Caroline Belrune.
The Hamadryder like turns its attention away and it looks down, and like with one of its forearms it brings a hand to its forehead. It's like there's like it's suffering some sort of sudden headache. But Ghadi, you kind of acknowledge, no, that's a look of someone who's remembering something. And then the creature looks back to you. We are. I am Dawlish. The creature bellows in a common tongue. And Coraline looks up. And like her eyes narrow as she looks up at Dawlish. The name of her keeper navigator that died on the Isles when they first ventured through this place. And as she looks up, she sort of like actually swats a Triffid out of the air. How do you know that name? She shouts. And the Hamadryder staggers. Suddenly there's this mortality in its eyes, and it kind of descends into a flurry of foliage and leaves as it teleports out. Who's swatting the Triffids?
I'll go next.
Go, Griffin, go.
I'll go and join Abe and start just sort of get with my cutlass.
You got your little cutlass.
I've got my little cutlass.
Okay.
I'm going to spend my last hope to go. I've got your back to add a little bit more to that. That's a 19 with hope.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Don't forget your hope.
Don't forget my hope. Me.
Don't forget the onion.
Don't forget the onion. So we can't sing that, Livy. We know. A roll. It's an 11.
11. That is minor damage. So you kind of wade in, and as you kind of around, you manage to skewer one of the triffids.
He just kind of leans back.
Okay, so Griffin, do you want to have another go, or are you giving way for?
I can give way for someone else.
Cooper?
Yeah, I'll do some shooty. Let's shoot some stuff. Yeah, I'll use my crossbow. Is it still blizzardy? Am I dealing with that disadvantage still, or?
No, we're good. I've left the snow on because it looks pretty.
Yeah, it's fair. Okay, and I'm going to use excellent aim. And as everyone has been in melee, I guess I will have sneak attack.
Yes, absolutely.
Later. So yeah, let's. Oh, I cannot choose excellent aim because I don't have the hope. So let's just roll and see what happens.
Okay.
Not a bad roll.
It's a 23
it's very good.
That is a hit, sir.
Hey, right, roll damage. That's 11,
Okay.
and I'll use my sneak attack, which will be 3d6 on top.
Correct. 11 plus 13, 24 damage. In which case, Cooper, as you kind of scan what's happening, like Griffin's just gone in, so that's another head that you can't aim in the general vicinity of. But there is a moment, like you almost see it in slow motion, as the last two remaining triffids like spring up and like line up perfectly with the triffid that's attached to Abe's collar, and the bolt spears through all three of them like a floral like making them look like a floral necklace as it embeds into one of the icy pillars. And with that, the Triffid swarm, like with the disappearance of the Hammered Rider, largely kind of disperses or just kind of flops over, and you have bested the swarm and the last hunt target.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, indeed.
By God, beat him.
And
Yeah, is Abe okay?
is that did they take damage?
He got
He got
infected.
he got infected.
He got planted.
The infection is gone. Cooper skewered it off.
He was
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In which case, like as the crossbow kind of embeds into the far pillar, and like Ghadi, like Coraline strides up to you and, who was that? What did you say? She sort of like demands slightly frenetically. And before you get a moment to answer, the cave shakes wildly violently. One of the ice pillars cracks as you almost see the ceiling overhead kind of shifting at this kind of almost tectonic movement. And at the far end of the cavern that you're in, a large split in the ice cracks open, revealing like an area of the cavern that had been kind of frozen off, now open to your explorations. And it dawns on you that this, like, as chunks of the ceiling start falling down from the ceiling onto you, you won't have a chance to get back up the stairs, but you will be able to escape via this new exit that's appeared. And as we tick up the final segment on the boss clock, as the six of you scarper and like Cass, you're like everyone sort of like rushes past you, Cass, and you're the last one, and you can hear the like chunks of the ceiling kind of collapsing down behind you as you slide through the crack out of the cavern you are in. you collectively begin to pick yourselves up, and you find yourselves in a relatively circular chamber. There's almost like an almost complete ring ledge around this chamber of rocks that kind of jut out, and they taper down to the center of this space. And the room, Cass, you feel the ground shake as another roar bellows out. But this time, it seems significantly closer. And the six of you, begging pardon, look up. And towering over you in the center of the room currently on one knee, it's her head leant back in a bestial roar. The almighty form of Phaisa sits before you. Grotesque crimson crystalline growths jut from her forearms, her lower arms. Her wing, one wing is almost crusted shut, and red crystal jut from the left side of her head skywards, and seemingly emerging out through the roof of her mouth. Her limbs seem almost locked in place for the growths clinging to her like deific barnacles. Her right hand has growths emerging from her palm and arcing backwards, almost like a wicked-looking crystalline sickle. And as these growths encircle her eyes and spread down her neck, like poisoned blood vessels. And as you stare upon Phaisa in all of her glory, she releases one final roar and then turns her attention to you. And as she slowly rises to her feet, flexing the one wing that she is able to, we'll call it there. Congratulations, everyone, on completing episode 13. We have gone on a bit, so I'll make this rather quick. If you, tell you what, I'll time it. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the follow button on Twitch. Join our Discord in the links below. It's free to join, or alternatively become a member on YouTube or a patron on Patreon to gain access to more additional bits and bobs. We are at the Act 2 finale. U5 plus Coraline versus a god.
Yay!
So
We'll be fine.
Yes,
you'll be absolutely fine.
You're going to do so well.
So, yes, a massive thank you for watching. Thank you, U5, for playing. We will be back next Monday for episode 14. The week after, we will be doing a Titan Talks. So, yeah, we're going to see what happens there. Right. Thank you, everyone. See you next week.
Bye!
Bye.